Damage build. 40k HP, 250 speed. 275 on the accuracy. Put it in the oven. Turn up the heat. And wait. Hello YouTube, this is Dragon Turtle with the Raid Shadow Legends video. We are opening up on the free-to-play account and we have a big agenda today. So last time we messed up a bunch of champions. We blew all our silver. We still don't have any. We made a lot of oopsies, but I did as much as I could to repair that. I rebuilt a bunch of champs and they're better than ever. As a matter of fact, I even pushed in some dungeons. One dungeon that's still giving me trouble is the Fire Knight dungeon. So we're going to rebuild some more of those champs, but we're also going to do a massive gear cleanse. Okay, we're going to do a massive one. Currently, I'm working on the Fused Relic Keeper mission for Arbiter, but we're almost to the last leg of the race. So we're doing pretty good on this account. Without further ado, let's get rid of some of these red dots and get into it. Now we're at the point where we can get into the gear cleanse. Now, doing a gear cleanse is different on every account. I even do it differently on my main account, my paid account, than I do on this free-to-play account that's more early/mid-game. A lot of people do it a lot of different ways. So the way that I'm going to do it is the way that I've chosen to do it for this account specifically. If you're around this place in the game, you can follow my steps if you want to, or you can do it your own way. Just don't do it and blame me that I messed up your account or anything like that, okay? You guys use your own discretion. So I have a set of rules on here that I have written out that are going to help me do my cleanse. Now, most of my main champions are already geared, okay? That's the most important thing. Most of my main champs are already geared, so I'm not really worried about selling anything that I might need. It's just not a concern at this point. So I'm actually gonna go, we're gonna do my basic cleanse. Okay, all that's gone. All right, I'm actually gonna hold on to this affinity breaker because I know that I wanna build a champ with these pieces. So I'm gonna hold on to these two even though I would normally sell those. So we're gonna go 5-star and I'm gonna sell all the life set. I know, triple crit rate. All the offense set. Some of you might be nail biting right now, like, oh my goodness, no. All the defense set. Speed is not on my list. Neither is crit rate. Neither is crit damage. Accuracy set. I need resistance gear. I need lifesteal. I don't need fury. I don't need days. Remember, this is all 5-star. I'm now hitting stage 20 dungeons. So a lot of this stuff can go. I plan to use Frost for something. I don't need Frenzy. What about regeneration? Immunity can go. Shield stays, relentless stays, savage stays. Destroy. I want to keep destroy because there is one champion I do plan to use. Actually, I saw something up here. Is this crit damage? This is crit damage with triple crit rate. I'm gonna hold that one because I might need it for something I'm building. I don't need those. I have in mind a few specific champions that I'm working on right now. So if I see a piece that is especially good for that champion, I'll hold on to it. but I don't think I will need any of these. All right, we're gonna keep those. Keep Savage. We're gonna keep Destroy for something I'm specifically trying to build. We're gonna keep Stun. Toxic we don't need. Unless, is this piece awesome? This is kind of a nice piece. Mainly for my cleansers. I might hold on to this one just for my cleansers. Nah. We shall not. I don't need this retaliation. Take that back. I do need retaliation. Remember, guys, I'm following my notes on the side, so. This is nice. That's a really strong piece. That is too. Of course, if I see something amazing, I'm not going to sell it just yet because it might be useful for the builds I'm doing. Stalwart, Reflex we're keeping, Curing. I have no need for 5-star Curing. And keep Cruel. These Divine sets can go. So Perry's not on my list. Deflection's not on my list. Now Resilience, okay? Resilience is a little different. I'm gonna keep all of the slow, tanky pieces in Resilience. Okay, so basically I'm looking for no speed. I'm looking for the no speed pieces. Now, unfortunately, I don't have too many. I don't have too many with no speed and percentages on them. This is just a good glove. That's a good glove. I'm just gonna hold on to it. All right. So all of those are gone and I went up a few million. Nice. Now there's one last set. Fatal, here we go. Goodbye. All right, so that was all the 5-star cleansing I'm gonna do. The rest of those pieces can be useful because most of these sets have effects on them that might be useful, right? Relentless, Savage, Ignore Defense, Destroy HP. I am building a champ in that. Stun. A lot of these sets have a benefit to them. And so that to me is more important than the particular stat. All right. So next up, I'm going to get more advanced with the cleanse, okay? I'm going to sell a lot of things according to the rules that I've written out, but keep in mind, this does not include Stone Skin, Pinpoint, Resilience, or Feral, okay? This doesn't include Stone Skin, Pinpoint, Resilience, or Feral. Those sets are off limits. So first thing, I'm going to look for gloves with primary stat, HP percent, defense percent. And if they don't have speed, I'm just going to sell them immediately. Remember the sets that it doesn't apply to. Defense and HP percent is for your debuffers / support. This is Feral. So this is an exception because of its set. This is also an exception because of its set. All right, so those are good. Nothing to get rid of there. Next, I'm gonna go to Speed Boots. Now, Speed Boots are complicated. Most of them you will need. But I'm going to get rid of any speed boots without accuracy, resistance, crit rate, crit damage, or in an accuracy or resistance set, immortal set, perception set, resilience set, frost set, or regeneration set. That's a lot of rules, I know, but most speed boots you're going to keep, especially this early in the game. There's a reason why. So here we go. We have a speed boot, 2 flat HP, attack defense. There's no crit rate, crit damage, speed on this, it's gone. Really bad rolls on some of these boots, but you could always use speed boots. Okay, this is in a resistance set. Even though it's all flat, you still get bonus speed and resistance. So it's as if they have extra stats on them, right? Like 20 resistance. Since this is a 2-piece, you get 2 pieces and you get 20 resistance. So I imagine that as if it's on here. And you'll get 5 more speed. I'm keeping that. And these are the sets that I don't touch. All right, so that's all the speed boots. Next, I'm moving on to crit rate and crit damage gloves. With crit rate and crit damage gloves, they all need to have crit rate, crit damage, or speed in the substats. If they don't, it's a sell. All right, that's all those gloves. Now we're gonna do the top row. We'll do one at a time. So the rule is very simple for the top row. On the top row, if they do not have speed, crit rate, or crit damage, they are sold. All right, so those are all the top pieces. I just sold everything that didn't have speed, crit rate, or crit damage because for most of your champions, those are the stats that are going to be crucial for their builds. Now you might wonder why I don't stop for accuracy. Well, accuracy is becoming easier and easier to get with your Great Hall, with your Faction Guardians, with pinpoint gear. So I'm not really worried about accuracy. I can pretty much hit the accuracy I need. It's the other stats that are tough to reach sometimes. Now, after that, I'm now going to go ahead and do chests. And we're going to do HP percent and defense percent chest. Now, it must have, like the top row, speed, crit rate, or crit damage. If it doesn't have one of those, it's a sell. Okay, so now I'm gonna do attack chest. And on an attack chest, I'm looking for speed, crit rate, crit damage, or accuracy. The reason accuracy is important for that rare bomb champ. Now you don't need a lot of those, but you would like 1 or 2 of them in case you use a bomb champ. Okay, those are all my attack chests. Now I'm gonna do accuracy and resistance chests. If there's no speed on the accuracy or resistance chest, I just sell it. Okay, they must have speed on them. Don't forget about the gear set time skipping, because you might want a slow build, but you won't normally do that in your average set. You'll normally do that in like stone skin or maybe resilience or some retaliation type of thing. But in your general set, you want speed on your resistance or accuracy chest. Let's do it. Now this one is tricky. This one has a double crit rate and a crit damage. I think I'm going to keep this one just because it rolled so well into the damage stats. Okay, so you might have seen me hesitate a little bit to sell some of those pieces. That's what happens when you're doing a gear cleanse. You look at a piece and you say, oh, maybe one day I'll use it. But the odds are you're not going to use it. I've been through all my champions, looked at all their gear, and I've seen what they use and what they don't use. And pieces like I sold are pieces that I don't use. I just rolled them up so I didn't want to sell them. Or I saw a nice roll in the sub stat even though the main stat didn't match. And so it made me want to keep it for that just in case moment. But here's the thing in this game. The just in case moments rarely ever happen, almost never. And you're gonna run out of space in your inventory. It happens really fast. So you gotta sell the stuff. You gotta get rid of the junk. It's the only way. Just keep the best pieces. And that's gonna help you a lot in this game. All right, with that done, we're gonna go into the accessories really quickly. We're just gonna do a brief cleanse. We're not gonna do a major cleanse here. We're just gonna do the fastest cleanse I know how to do. And that is basically getting the ring, picking the primary stat, and it must have a percentage in the substats that matches the primary stat. For example, HP needs HP percent, and it's that simple. And I'm only doing this for standard rings. I'm not going into the specialties because sometimes the effect outweighs the stat. All right, and I have done this before, so you might not see me sell a lot of pieces because I've already gone through and done this. I may not have gotten any pieces that don't match up. Also, if it's the only piece, I might just keep it anyway. Oh, that's pinpoint, so I'm definitely keeping that. But yeah, if it's the only ring, I might keep it just because it's the only one. Now, gear rolling and cleansing gets far more intense. I think I was looking for the wrong stat. I was. It gets far more intense as you go up. Then you start looking at the number of the substat and you start questioning if the number is big enough. For example, this has a 7% roll versus this has a 5% roll. When you get towards the end game, you start saying, nah, I don't want 5% rolls. I want the big rolls, right? You start going for the bigger numbers. So just having the matching stat isn't enough. And when you get really far, then it has to have defense percent and HP percent. You start looking for the piece to have both. That becomes a mandatory as you get more and more gear. Okay, that was our gear cleanse. We went through, we cleaned out a bunch of gear. Let me see how much we have left. We only have 417 pieces, which is pretty good. We know all of those pieces are good to great, right? They're in that range from this piece could be okay to this piece could be great. We don't have any clunkers on there. Not yet until we roll. We might have some later. That's that. We also made a few million silver. We have 4.7 million. Now I'm going to use that silver to try to gear up the champs that I need to build. All right, let's do that. Mid-game hospital. Damage build. 40k HP. 250 speed. 275 on the accuracy. Put it in the oven. Turn up the heat. And wait. Voila! Hospital. Boom, boom, boom. Mid-game Ruella. Damage build. 30 HP. 220 speed. 2.5k defense. 275 on the accuracy. Let's cook. Voila! Mid-game Ruella. Pew, pew, pew! Mid-game Crimson Slayer. Survival build. Just kidding. Damage build. 210 speed. 275 accuracy. Oven time. Voila! Crimson Slayer. Alright, so we have our champs freshly geared. Our main champs. And we're going to see if we can do something with them. I want to go ahead and throw them in a dungeon and see if we can make progress on the account. Now, one dungeon that I have been stumped by is Fire Knight. So let's go ahead and see if we can push. Now we're going to turn off super raids because, yeah, this could be a fail. We're going to take these guys out. We want Ruella in there for the turn meter and for the decreased speed. We want Crimson Slayer in there for turn meter as well. We're going to keep Jeroboam in there. He's got a lot of turn meter and cooldown stuff. That's really good. I'm between Hoskerl and Jareg for who to put in the last slot there. CC during the waves would be really nice, but so would attack down on the boss and some extra shielding. We're going to try Hoskerl and see how it works. We'll use Apothecary in the lead for the defense aura, and we're going to do a bit of a team setup to make sure everybody's doing the right moves at the right time. Fire Knight. Is it one word or two? Not sure. So for the waves, I think all of the skills are okay. Even for the boss, I think Jeroboam is fine. I'm just going to let him do his thing. Now, Ruella on the last wave, I really don't want her to do turn meter because Jeroboam's already going to do turn meter, so she can leave that off. I just need her doing the triple hit here and the triple hit here. That's all I need. Now, Hoskerl is going to always go with the stun first on the waves. We need that stun. Then during the boss, he can really do any of it. I'm fine. I think Crimson Slayer is fine as well. I'm going to go ahead and let Crimson do what Crimson wants to do. And here we go. Let's just see what happens. Success! We beat Fire Knight 19. Now that was very slow, 8 minutes and 31 seconds. But all my damage dealers were weak affinity. They're not glyphed. Their gear isn't rolled all the way up, and they still got through it. I would say that is a good thing. We are going to try stage 20 because ultimately that is my goal, to beat stage 20. One thing I noticed though, and I probably have to change the settings on Crimson Slayer, because she did not do her turn meter decrease on the boss. I'm not sure why. I never saw it go through. Maybe it did and I missed it, but we're going to check her AI on the next one to make sure that she is hitting with that turn meter decrease. Changing that to first priority. And then we'll leave the rest at default because she does do the copious bleed. Let's hope that we drop some more turn meter this time. Now all my damage dealers are strong affinity here. So we should do a lot more damage, and hopefully Apothecary can hold out. He's built pretty tanky, so I'm hoping that he'll survive the hits. Let's go. Stage 20. And there you have it. We beat Fire Knight stage 20. So we made great progress in the last 2 days. We beat Dragon 20. We beat Fire Knight 20 now. We are on a roll. Let's look at the damage. Actually, Hoscarl did the most damage, followed by Crimson Slayer, followed by Ruella. Very nice. And these two didn't do so bad either. Jeroboam with the crazy healing. Crazy healing. I love it. Jeroboam is actually being the carry on this account. Now I noticed Crimson Slayer didn't do her A2, the turn meter decrease, on any of the waves. She only really did it, as far as I saw, on the boss because I programmed it in there. So it seems like on regular, by default, she does not do the A2, and I didn't know that. I just learned that about her. But anyway, there you have it. We completed Fire Knight. Alright guys, that's all I have for today. Thank you for joining me. That was a lot of fun. We built up champs. We cleaned out our gear. We beat Fire Knight stage 20. I appreciate you guys hanging with me. Please like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below if you have some thoughts about this. And I will come back with more content in the future. You guys have a great night. Dragon Turtle out.